Okay, let's see. Let me move this. Okay. All right. As you may notice, I'm having just a little bit of a problem here. I'm not sure if it's what the situation is. I'm trying to do something and the board isn't cooperating. So let me just bear with me for a moment. I've had busy situations right up until airtime. Okay, I guess I'm ready to begin now. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the stream. Now, we've got a few breaking things going on here, and I'm trying to process the board, um, and um, my weekends are getting really busy. But the subject for tonight is the newest big lie. Now, Timothy Charles Holmseth is I guess wanting attention even when it is proven that he is a pathological liar. Now, let me see if I can bring up the right slide here. Mr. Holmseth put up this little thing on his website, and it reads, from the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, the 17th of December, which was yesterday. And he writes, this website, www.timothycharleshomseth.com, as well as the first website created by Timothy Charles Holmseth, RightIntoAction.com, has been publishing very detailed facts and information for well over a decade. Additionally, Timothy Charles Holmseth published a bound cover book. As of today's date, Timothy Charles Holmseth has never received a demand for retraction regarding anything published. That's a fact. No, Timothy Charles Holmseth, that is a big, fat lie. Now, first, there was way back after the break in the Haley Cummings case where Timothy Charles Holmseth tried to barge in on what uh, a local attorney was trying to do up there. Basically, she was representing the biological mother of Haley Cummings. And Mr. Holmseth tried to barge in on her by saying that he can tell when somebody's lying and some other such nonsense. And she said, no, I am not interested. We have everything under control. Thanks, but no thanks. Well, Mr. Holmseth is a person that will not take no for an answer. And he began stalking uh, Mrs. Bacasio. He stalked her family. He stalked her employees. He stalked anyone around her. And in order to get Tim Holmseth to leave her alone, she went to court and she got a restraining order and an order for Timothy Charles Holmseth to retract everything. Well, the book was removed from publication. It was removed for sale. Timothy Charles Holmseth wound up retracting everything by taking down his YouTube content. And today, he does not mention her at all. Now, back to me for a moment here. I told Mr. Holmseth on dozens upon dozens of occasions over the year to retract what he said about me, take everything he said about me off the internet, and leave me alone. And he has failed to do so. And hello, everybody, to interrupt my monologue here. Now, what I did and is that I have come up with an official retraction so that Timothy Charles Holmseth and Randi Lynn Erickson, the trustee and owner of Timothy Charles Holmseth, knows that there is a very public retraction demand from me. And I have to publish it here online because they have no legitimate email address. If you send something to the email address that they have listed, it bounces back. And in addition, there are several uh, restraining orders out there, and the restraining orders include that the prospective filers of these listings want their things taken down. Now we get to my retraction or my demand. Oh, nice. Let's see. And as usual, I'm trying to. Levi Page just sent me this for publication. And this is to Randi Lynn Erickson, the owner and trustee of TimothyChildHomeseth.com, the task force page over on BitChute, and so on and so forth. And it reads as follows. As you know, your fraudulent reporter, Mr. Timothy Holmseth, defamed me in his blog that you own. He falsely claims that I am engaged in extremely inappropriate sexual behavior directed at minor children. And he links the page in question. I contend your reporter and you are liable for defamation. His blog post was a false statement of fact, and he negligently and intentionally published on the internet. You are hereby noticed to cease and desist all defamation against me and remove any content on your websites and social media pages that mention my name. Now, that is a demand for a retraction. So I would gather that Mr. Holmseth is going to have to make an appendium to his uh, blog post. Now, no, I got to try and find the right. Okay, this is my demand. And if you look at the top, it says Timothy Charles Holmseth, TimothyCharlesHomeseth.com, Randi Lynn Erickson et al. And this also includes people like Lion News and whoever that individual is over on BitChute, which I will be discussing tomorrow. And I again repeat the article that was written by the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. Apparently, Tim Holmseth is not taking credit for this article, but it's a false statement nonetheless. And right here is the first lie. As of today's date, Timothy Charles Holmseth has never received a demand for retraction regarding anything published. And again, I have stated repeatedly on this very channel that Mr. Holmseth is to remove anything about me, publish a retraction stating that everything he has claimed is false, and so forth. Now, I go on to say this. On my YouTube channel, I have chronicled the various lies published by Holmseth and have linked my videos to my Twitter account. I have demanded over the past 8 years that virtually all mentions of me by Holmseth and his group be retracted and removed immediately. And all concerned acknowledge that their statements are misleading and false. I have declared time and again, number one, I have not committed any crimes against children. Number two, I am not involved with any individual or group in child trafficking, with any group engaged in satanic rituals or the creation or distribution of child pornography. I am not, nor have never been, a member of the Finders. I am not a paid media agent for anyone. I am not an agent for the CIA, nor am I an agent for the FBI. I am not a person of interest or suspect in any criminal case mentioned by Timothy Charles Holmseth, TimothyCharlesHomeseth.com, Randi Lynn Erickson, that have been published on social media and in videos and blog articles, as well as on Twitter, Facebook, and a number of private websites operated by them and their supporters. Number 7, I am not a person of interest or suspect in any criminal case whatsoever. 8, I have both challenged and demanded that Timothy Charles Holmseth provide any proof to back up his statements, and he has refused to do so. Number 9. Timothy Charles Holmseth has refused to acknowledge exculpatory evidence I and others have provided disputing his accusations against me, including a confession of fake materials published in my name by several individuals. Number 10, I have demanded that Timothy Charles Holmseth contact various local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies to verify information that I and others have made disputing the accusations made by him and others. He has refused to do so. The comments by Timothy Charles Holmseth and his supporters concerning me have put my safety and security at risk. I am unable to obtain quality employment due to their internet content. I have suffered immense personal and financial damages as a result of their actions. I live in constant fear that one or more of their supporters will track me down and exert upon me physical violence up to and including my death, based on the belief of what Holmseth and the others mentioned here have stated about me on the internet. I therefore am making the formal demand that all mentions of me by the named individuals and groups be immediately removed, and that all involved publish a statement retracting all the accusations mentioned therein. I am in no financial position to force their retractions to the courts, so any compliance of my demands will depend on their willingness to finally tell the truth and do what is necessary to comply with this formal demand for retraction. This statement is instead proof that such a demand for retraction exists, and my various social media posts over the years serve as proof that I both dispute Holmseth and his group statements about me and have demanded a retraction and removal for the past several years to no avail. Now, when I edit this the channels, I will put this statement in full in the description so people understand that this is my position and that Tim Holmseth has lied, and that there are at least 10 individuals who have made the same demands over the years for Mr. Holmseth to remove these defamatory materials and to retract his statements, and he is unwilling to do so. And the only thing I ask for at this point is, am I getting audio? Because my indicator is not coming up with that at the moment. And the light's green, so I should be getting audio. Oh boy. I can't type tonight. And let me do this. Audio. Testing. Okay. My little circle thingy isn't saying anything, so I didn't know. So I guess I got audio. But basically, that's that, folks. That's the gist of what I had to say tonight in regards. Yeah, thank you, Levi. The situation here is that Mr. Holmseth continues to lie. He absolutely refuses to tell the truth. And because of his actions directly, there are people acting on his behalf, uh, slandering and defaming all of us. And they refuse to stop. And it has been my position in the past. They've got Joe Biden they can pick on. They've got Hillary Clinton they can pick on. They got General Flynn they can pick on. They got all these very famous people to pick on. Why do they have to continue to defame and stalk ordinary people like me and all of you who have remained faithful through this continuing disaster? Uh, Anyone associated with this group is are pathological liars. Now, uh, I'm going to continue on a little bit. Um, I didn't want banners. Um, Now we go up here to the Timothy Charles Holmseth blog header. And this is what Timothy Charles Holmseth does. All these people up here are being attacked by Timothy Holmseth. You have me, Levi Page, Alexander Goddard, Montegraph, Craig Sawyer, and a lot of people that are not mentioned here. And in my blog, you notice my name is William K. Murtaugh. Well, that wasn't always the case. He used to call me Filthy Mert. Uh, Not sure why he stopped doing that. But here we have July 11th, 2020. This is a year. By the way, um, this will be for tomorrow, but somebody persecuted me for my typographical error having to do with a t shirt, and I'll get into that tomorrow. But, excuse me, folks, I have dry throat tonight. But notice after my name, he's got William K. Murtaugh, comma, Apopka, Florida. Now, I've looked at the Florida map and I cannot find any town spelled Apoka. And the correct spelling for the town I live in is Apopka. Now, Timothy Charles Holmseth is supposed to be a educated investigative reporting who has gone to college to learn his trade. Yet this college educated dude can't spell Apopka and apparently isn't able to proofread his material to catch this little mistake. Now, this is another false statement that Tim Holmseth has made that I am demanding he retract. He claims that I am a serial killer. Yes, he says alleged, but by who? By Timothy Charles Holmseth. No one has accused me of being an alleged child killer. Not law enforcement, nobody, except these goofballs from QAnon. Now, here he drops alleged. It's just plain confession of a serial killer expected to result in arrest by the U.S. military. Now, this was published on May 14th, 2020. This is December 18th, 2021. Over a year. Let's see, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 1 year, over a year and a half that he made this claim and nothing's become of it. And now, Mystery Man bragged online about raping and murdering children. NSA captured it. Again in May of 2020. No, they did not. NSA doesn't do things like that. They are a international security agency. They do not spy on domestic people except under extremely limited circumstances. Yet another lie Yet another false accusation he has made against me, and once again I am demanding a retraction. I'll never get it, but I'm demanding it. And this is an interesting one. He says, listen to what baby rapers say. And if you go to these links that are mentioned, he's got the real secret about Minnesota is out. Jacob Waterling was ritually sacrificed. Listen. Second video, the real Ukraine secret is out. Black market baby sales. Listen. You click on the links that these are at, that's what you get. Now, for whatever reason, he has retracted the material. Now, I wonder why. Maybe it's because somebody demanded this material be retracted. They finally got a court order and he was forced to take them down. These were on Venmo. And so it's quite likely that Venmo uh, had to follow a court order retracting these. So there you have it, folks. These are the lies this guy puts up. And um, he absolutely cannot and will not tell the truth. He is a liar 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Uh, and I don't know what it will take to stop this guy. Uh, yes, I do, Lewis Berry, and you are out of this room. You are not allowed in here. I've told you this 100 times, and you keep coming back in here. So bye bye. Lewis Berry is probably one of the cult members, if not Tim himself. Uh, Nobody has, Lynn Wood did not praise him. He acknowledged an article that was written. And when uh, Craig Sawyer contacted him, he apologized to Craig Sawyer and he took the material down. Or he didn't really take it down. He said, I'm going to leave it for people to read. They can make up their own mind. But he said that Craig Sawyer is an honest man and he supports what Craig Sawyer does. So, this is where um, people tend to get things wrong. But, what are you going to do? Well, Lewis Berry doesn't seem to understand that he's not welcome here. Uh, I have to come in and kick this idiot out every time he comes in here because he will not uh, follow the rules. Yeah, it's on Lynn Wood's big shoot that he's singing the praises of homeless. Well, you know, Lynn Wood is not the brightest bulb on the tree. So if he's stupid enough to praise Holmseth, and then everything they said about him is true. All right, I'll have to look at the video, but um, if Wood is praising him, all fine and dandy, then he's got Wood on his side. Well, he has to have a mind to lose to begin with. But this is a divided court here because you have um, let's see, I'm trying to find this stupid thing. Um, yeah, but yeah, Well, I Lynn Wood has gone down the rabbit hole. He's not. All right, I'll check my DM. I was just playing the video. I can't pipe it into the room, and I won't anyway. But if Lynn Wood is that stupid, more power to him. You know, there's a divided court. Um, yeah, okay, thanks for that. I was just playing the same video. They must have just posted that. But if he's that stupid, uh, then what can I say? Lynn Wood is in love with the Holmseth cult. It just makes him more of an idiot than I already thought he was. I mean, some of the garbage that guy believes in is way out there. How this guy ever became an attorney is beyond me. But just because Lynn Wood is in love with Tim Holmseth doesn't make Tim Holmseth important. It makes he's just as stupid as he was when he started. And Lynn Wood is a falling star. Uh, oh, shut up. But some of the things these people believe in is just Jesus Christ. Yeah, I would love to see the day. I'll be right there covering it live if that ever happens. Yeah, it's just these people have got dead meat for brains if they even have brains. This JFK thing is another one of these idiotic, stupid, and just plain nonsensical crap to come out of um, these turds' mouths. Now, a guy that has been kicked off Twitter so many times. Task Force, what is your fucking problem? You are not allowed on here. I have told you this, and yeah, I see the audio. This is proof positive that you people are stalkers. You are posting revenge porn, which is illegal. That's a federal crime. You have just been hit with a cease and desist from Mr. Page. And once again, you are tormenting an innocent individual. You are a liar. You do not report the truth. You lie every single time on the air. Period. Now, I have given you a formal cease and desist, and a demand for retraction. You are to get everything off. And, you know, you're not going to do it, of course, because you're liars. It's once again, Randy and Lynn or Timothy Holmseth and Terry Mars or whatever the hell his name is are stalking people. And Astro X is now on record as a stalker because she posted material that is prohibited by Twitter. This is why she blocks everybody because she doesn't want people to see that she is violating the rules. Now, apparently, Randy or whoever this task force is must not wear underwear at all. They must just run around butt naked, you would think. Um, she is so interested in people's underwear. I mean, I've never heard of such a thing. I'm not interested in her underwear because she probably doesn't wear any. Timmy probably doesn't wear any underwear at all. That way he can reach what he needs to reach. Now, I guess Lion News forgot to read the header to the I don't know why that keeps coming up. But, well, I got to him real quick. That's probably why, Laurie. But again, getting back to now, Astro runs a Twitter account called The Time Has Come. And she has stated, kept getting DMing me emails having to do with Kim Picasio. The only pic I have of Levi Page is this one. Many years ago, someone sent it to me. There are no pictures of Page in his underwear on this end. Now, Astro has made this disclaimer, but somehow, as if by magic, the owner of Lion News has gotten a hold of the audio from a private Facebook page. Now, this is in violation of Twitter rules, it's in violation of Facebook rules, and he's already had one of his accounts suspended, but he keeps coming back. He has this obsession with Levi Page. And I am the only one that Lion News is following. He follows no one else. He has no followers. So he is directly contacting me through Twitter, giving me these unwanted materials. And so, once again, before he deletes his account like he did before or puts it in protection, I have just made a screenshot from it. This is going to be evidence for his stalking and will probably be used to get a restraining order in the state of Minnesota for him to stop doing this crap. Uh, he whines about people mentioning him on social media, yet he publishes this crap. Well, he just opened the Pandora's box for everybody to have a detailed report about uh, who this owner of Lion News is and what his complete background is. He is a public figure since he is affiliated with the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, and he has declared himself a journalist, and so he's fair game. So I hope you're happy, Mr. Nemers, or however you pronounce your name. You're about to become really, really famous. Um, and that is the only tweet this nitwit has put up. And he will definitely be monitoring my channel. So, Mr. Lion News, you're right up there with Timmy and Randy. You are given a formal cease and desist and demand for the retraction, not to mention me or otherwise stalk and harass me on the internet. You're to quit following me on social media. You're going to quit contacting me. I gave you a demand not to contact me by email or telephone. And I also told you not to contact me on Twitter, and you have violated that demand. So that means that you are formally stalking me. Mr. Namars has a long criminal record. There's a video of him making an ass out of himself at a courthouse. and he brags about it. The guy is an absolute nitwit. Uh, Now, Randi Erickson on Task Force has blocked me from her Twitter, yet she likes to come in here and attack people on this stream. So, my question for Task Force is if you are going to come in here and harass people on this channel, when are you going to start unblocking people? Um, because I can go into Twitter right now, this very second. I'm going to go up to search Twitter, come down to Task Force 266668668. Interesting number. Click it. Try to anyway. And it says you are blocked. You can't follow or see Task Force 266668668 tweets. So why is that, Task Force? Why do you come into this room, harass people in this room about their underwear, yet you block people from seeing your Twitter account? Why are you scared of that? Is it because you know that you have several restraining orders against you right now, prohibiting you from doing just that? So you are continuously put up there. What is posted on Twitter is revenge porn. That's all you need to know. Uh, it's an audio that is not meant for public publication. It's by a stalker who has he has at least one major restraining order against him for conduct similar to what he is doing right now. Uh, he basically likes to go around and slander people, and there doesn't seem to be any way to stop this guy. And he's a nut, a pure, unmitigated 99, 100% pure nut. Well, welcome roses. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now. But yeah, it's fascinating what these Nimrods do in here. Um, I got 11 people in here. Um, and yet they come bouncing in here, bugging people for for what? You know, I I don't get it. Oh, I found something on Twitter or on the internet today. Going to try and find it because this is kind of funny. I was a bit surprised that he was doing this, but let me. The revenge porn is of Levi Page. Uh, and it's really it's no big deal, and I'm not going to give it the unnecessary attention, but it's stalking. It's prohibited material. Um, Twitter is very specific about material published on their website. It's against Twitter policy to put it there. Lion News is an extreme far right Trump supporter, sovereign citizen who's been obsessed with Tim Holmseth and obsessed with uh, certain people for a quite some time. And um, it's really Where the hell did it go? I'm still trying to find that picture, so bear with me. It's this underwear thing has been the obsession with these people. I wonder if uh, Lion News is one of these guys that goes around snipping female underwear on clotheslines. That would be about par for the course. Um, just a question because he's so obsessed with people's underwear. Um, and the picture he put up is no big deal. It's basically Levi Page next to an unidentified individual who has had their face blocked out. Um, and an extremely short audio. I've heard the audio, and it's basically just a bunch of college kids poking fun of somebody because they think he's drunk. Now, this is private material from a Facebook page. It's generally not supposed to be published. And, it's an invasion of privacy. He's already had complaints lodged against him for this very same material, and he's violating Twitter policy by creating a new Twitter account and doing the same thing again. And it's like this Lewis Berry comes in here, and Lewis Berry has been given formal notice that they are not welcome in this room. They are not supposed to be in here. Yet each and every time I come on the air, they show up and they immediately start trolling this channel. These are extremely immature and low IQ people. And Task Force does the same thing. Task Force was given a formal demand not to come on this channel. Task Force was told that they are not to be on here, that they would be summarily removed once I know that they are here. I have talked this over with YouTube. YouTube says they keep changing their email address, so YouTube can't do anything about it. But this is QAnon. This is Trump supporters. They cannot be honest. They have to lie, cheat, and steal. That's the only way they operate. Lin Wood's the same way. He joins these people. Lin Wood is got all sorts of problems. And this is not because, and this is at the highest level. Yeah, they're extremely perverted, which makes me wonder if they're this obsessed with people's underwear. What else are they obsessed with? Are they obsessed with children? Are these the real pedophiles that are diverting attention away from them by making posts of this nature? You have to wonder why they're doing this. Why is he only uh, following me? So, okay, Lion News took down the video. He is no longer this. I just logged on to Lion News and it reads as follows. This tweet is from an account that no longer exists. So Lion News, once again, has taken a channel that he's put up and removed it. This is how he operates. He's a little coward. He puts this stuff up, sends it only to me, and then he takes it down. The problem from him is I archived it. I have proof that Lion News is stalking Levi Page through my account. And, this is going to be dealt with. Uh, the material has been sent to Levi. It's up to him what he wants to do about it. Yeah, that's the only picture I know of. That picture came about almost a decade ago. And again, this is the kind of mentality that's out there. They cannot discuss the facts. They cannot discuss a subject by its merits. They have to come up with pictures of people in their underwear and a video from 20 years ago. This is the kind of people we're dealing with. And it's crazy. Yeah, and why are these people so concerned about this channel? That's the confusing part. Um, they um, they keep pulling these stunts, and now I don't. The problem for um, Astro is she her tweets are posted exactly what she wrote. Lion News posted the material. Levi, check your direct message over on Twitter. Um, but you know, they have no substance. These people are supposed to be on a mission to uncover human trafficking, uncover child trafficking, uncover satanic rituals, uncover this, uncover that, uncover this, uncover that, and they are absolutely not doing it. All they're doing is running around the internet making personal attacks against people with utter and complete nonsense. Um, they took someone that was was a moderator for a total of about 10 minutes and completely destroyed this guy's reputation, or at least tried to. Didn't work. Well, Roses, it's the mentality of these people. I mean, I don't know. This is the funny part. This is the funny part. If I can find it. Now I've done this before. Now, task for Lion News comes in and puts up that picture of Levi Page and the woman and plays the video. But guess what? This book, written by Timothy Charles Holmseth, if you ever get a copy of it and open it up to the introduction, which is called Hell, and okay, I've done this before, and I'm gonna do it again so people understand the mental sausage that we're dealing with here. This is by Timothy Charles Holmseth. It's his introduction. It's called Hell, and it reads as follows. Oh, how beautiful, I think to myself, as I ponder the image of the adorable little baby gazing up at me, a gentle smile at the corner of its eyes. I slowly begin to drift towards the place where she is. And yet again, I have made a horrible mistake. In an instant, the tender eyes of the child morph into those of a dog. Its gentle smile becomes a menacing grin with rows and rows of green, rotten teeth as it giggles. Timmy, 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 wanna dance? Wanna dance? Wanna dance? Oh my God. It feels like a cement block is hitting on my chest as I fight ferociously to breathe. I can't get my eyes open. My battle for oxygen abruptly ends when I cannot feel my body anymore. think he meant to say my body. He didn't catch that typo. I know my eyes are there somewhere, but they won't obey my commands. They are attached to my carcass like closed windows. I desperately need to see the light, but I can't open my eyes. I am not attached to them anymore. I am yelling out to them. Oh my God, not this place again. I am yelling out to them, commanding them to open, but they don't recognize my voice. A squealing roar permeates the entire abyss where I am trapped. Another specter runs up and insults the baby monster, biting into its toes and grinding them around in its teeth. The sound of squealing and crunching bones is audible as blood squirts all over, then turns into feces. And then in an instant, the baby becomes a real human again. What are you looking at, fucker? It says. Then in an instant, I am inside of its intestines. Get attached to your eyes, I hear a voice saying to me. Try to get attached to your eyes. Let in the light, let in the light, get to the light. The shrill noises are becoming deafening. The specters are excreting each other and eating it. They are engaging in sexual acts with instruments. They are raping and torturing each other. They are licking their fingers and giggling. They laugh and they cry. There is no up, down, or horizon. One of them tells me he wants to live inside my bones, unpeels a banana, and then politely offers me a bite. His skin turns into banana peels. There are maggots on him that I can smell. I can taste the smell. It is truly the weeping and gnashing of teeth. Your eyes, Tim, your eyes, I hear again. I know the only escape from this horrible place is through my eyes and the light of the other side of them. I begin to hear a chant that gets faster and faster as if tapping a well. Your eyes, your eyes, your eyes, your eyes. Wham! I am pulverized by a huge wave of light and my back arches up like I have been electrocuted. My eyes flip and flutter as the light pours in me like oxygen into someone who has been underwater for several minutes. Oh, thank God, I tried to say. I can't really talk though. Nothing on me works properly anymore. There is no one in charge. I have been relegated to being an observer of my own death. I am allowed to participate with my bodies for only brief moments. The sight of the ceiling, windows, and toddler bed in the room are evidence that I am back on Earth. I make a weak fist to try and slam it into my chest. I somehow know I am having a heart attack and I am trying to give myself CPR. I just keep gasping. My body is convulsing. I attempt to thrust my right arm across my body in a failed effort to create enough momentum to roll myself off the bed. I am trying to fall onto the cold, hard floor where it is harder to drift or sleep. This is very important. I have been drunk for over a year straight with no break, and I weigh about 85 pounds. My arm just flaps and dangles. I want to cry, but that requires energy that my body does not have. I am so dehydrated, I would have no tears anyway. I am so alone. Lying there, I can feel my bladders and bowels have been emptied into my pants. That means absolutely nothing to me. Do not shut your eyes, Tim, I hear again. I know if my eyes stay closed, I will remain in this place forever. I have known for the past 3 days now, as I have departed and returned to the body over and over, that I am dying. I am dying and I am going to hell. How my body got to the phone in the other room is a mystery, and the ambulance ride is a vague memory. I arrived at what the locals call the third floor. It is the nut ward detox center of the Northwest Medical Center in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. You don't much you don't have much longer to live, the doctor says. Your liver never stops trying to clean your blood. You're going to die soon. Now, I'm going to stop there because this gets worse. But right there in his own book, Timothy Charles Holmseth admits to being an alcoholic. He is an alcoholic that it was so severe that he was on dead on the floor in a nut ward in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. Now, some of you may remember that I went to Minnesota in something called the Chaos Project. And one of my stops in Minnesota was Thief River Falls. Now, I did not mention any of this in the Chaos Project because what I learned was so disgusting and so mortifying that I felt at the time that it was not appropriate to discuss it on this channel. But the book and the section of the book I just read that had to do with Thief River Falls gives you a small sample. Now, there are criminal filings out of Thief River Falls, Minnesota, that have to do with Timothy Charles Holmseth. Trespassing, grand theft, a couple of other things along that line. So, Timothy Charles Holmseth shouldn't be throwing stones from his glass house. Timothy Charles Holmseth has got enough in his history that he has a lot to answer for, yet he's running around trying to accuse people of things that he's probably guilty of. Because the question you have to ask is, why was the Tim Holmseth trespassing? This is a felony trespass warrant he got. What did he steal that got him a grand theft charge and conviction? And look at the countless drunk driving charge. Look at the uh, seatbelt violations. This man has no comprehension of the law. He doesn't believe in the law. He's a drunk. He's an alcoholic. Now, when he writes this stuff on BitChute, when he makes posts in this room, is he sober or is he not? It is my informed opinion that he is likely not sober, that he has fallen off the proverbial wagon, and this is why you don't see him a lot, except when he's running around throwing pictures up in the air of his book. It is possible that he is drunk again, and he's so severely drunk that um, okay, I'm trying to do something, so bear with me. I finally found what I was looking for. But yeah, it's I don't know. You just you gotta wonder what kind of what is this guy? Is he uh, a brain damaged drunk or what? Now I was looking around. I was thinking about selling um, merchandise, and I looked into one of these places, you go to uh, look at samples and stuff, and this came up. Is this guy actually going around and selling himself a mug like this? I don't know, but when I went in to this account, this is what came up. Now, he is over on uh, his account. Well, he got Glow. He did get a felony conviction for trespassing. You know, this wasn't misdemeanor trespassing. This was felony trespassing in Thief River Falls, and this was around the time when he woke up drunk on the floor of a mental ward. And he admits to being in a psycho ward. So, that's where we're at here. So, all right. Well, let's see. I gotta check something out here. I was gonna cut this short because there's a rocket launch tonight, and I can see it from my house. So I gotta get on Twitter and see what we're doing here. Okay, we are at T minus 51 minutes. Okay, so it's gonna go off at 11 o'clock. Um, this is another. They're launching a Turkish satellite tonight. Um, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cutting off here shortly. Um, but I am when I go to edit this channel, I am going to put in my formal request that Timothy Charles Holmseth, Randi Erickson, and so on and so forth retract all accusations against me and remove all materials. So Timothy Charles Holmseth now has his formal request for retraction from both me and Levi Page. They're not going to honor the retraction. They are going to come up with an excuse why they will not. But that's the way it is. And remember, folks, the reason I am living in this old house is because of Timothy Charles Holmseth, Randi Erickson, Lion News, and these other people spreading these unsubstantiated rumors. Employers check the internet. Um, and because of that, I can't get a job. I have a total of 3 jobs that would have paid me in excess of $50,000. One of them, I would have had a company car, paid vacation, paid health insurance, paid everything. Uh, Free travel. I'd be traveling all over the country. And I got turned down for the job because they checked the internet and specifically checked Timothy Charles Holmseth's blog. And when they saw the material that was written about me on there, they said, we can't take the chance. You know, doesn't matter if you're innocent or not. We cannot take the chance. We can't have people calling here and demand that you fire me or they fire me or they're going to get boycotted or someone's going to put up a blog where it says that this company hired an alleged child serial killer that bragged about all this stuff. And that's the end, that's the end of any. Well, tender hearts. Doesn't matter if you're a fan of someone or not. What counts here is the truth. You can criticize Levi for anything you want, but when it goes beyond criticism and gets into posting what is considered revenge porn, and personal attacks that have no merit, that's a whole thing altogether. You know, I'm not saying anyone should agree with everyone, but I am saying is that um, there needs to be an ethical standard here that we can respectively disagree about people and things. But, we need to be civilized and say, okay, I don't like this person. I don't agree with this person and let it go at that. I'm not going to sit there and try and get the guy fired from his job. I'm not going to put up pornographic pictures of the guy. I'm not going to put up private information about the guy. That's nobody's business. I'm not going to call around and try to get the guy fired. I'm not going to send videos to his uh, professional associates so that he can't get a job. Well, tender hearts. It goes on what they call a community standards rule. Back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, well, 60s and 70s mainly, there used to be a lot of talk about pornography. What defines pornography, and a lot of they wanted to prohibit it and so forth. So what they did is they came up with a community standards rule, and that says is generally what is unacceptable in the community as a whole could be considered pornography. Now, eventually, the Supreme Court quashed all that, but at the broad definition of revenge porn is um, anything that a normal individual would not want in the public domain. And it, while it's not pornography in the sense that everybody thinks of, like women running around topless or completely naked or something like that, but it is a deliberate attempt to embarrass somebody and make them feel uncomfortable when it is not warranted. Now, there is no purpose to be served by showing an individual in their underwear, especially if it's done in a intent to demonize to demonize somebody. It's just it's uncivilized and unethical behavior, and social media accounts like Twitter don't condone it. And Lion News knows this, and because of that, he took down the account. Twitter didn't catch it because he took it down. So that means that Lion News is going to pull this stunt again because that's all the man's capable of doing. I don't know if this guy's even got a job because it seems to be all he knows how to do is attack people on the internet. The guy has a lot of history, um, and he was um, told to leave people alone. They actually had to go out and get a restraining order because he wouldn't leave these people alone. And so he has a history of that stuff. He has a history with the courts. And he goes around saying, "Oh, I'm not that bad," and stuff. Well, once again, tender hearts, that is wrong. Because number one, this occurred before Levi Page was even working for a living. This is way back, a long time ago. And, you know, I don't know. You know, I think it's stupid. If we're going to start going around and being Puritans, then Timothy Holmseth has got the same problem. This guy claims to be a journalist, and he was so drunk that he woke up on the floor of a nut ward. So what's fair is fair. Timothy Charles Holmseth is worse than anybody. Timothy Charles Holmseth is guilty of conduct unbecoming a journalist because he did the exact same thing. He got himself so drunk that he passed out on a hospital floor, and they were reviving him. He almost killed himself because he got so drunk. And yet he and his followers want to pass judgment on someone who did what tens of thousands of people do. They get drunk. Where the heck did that come from? Oh, all right. Yeah, I got SpaceX playing on the other one and it just popped up. Okay, we are at T minus 42 minutes and counting. So I will probably shut down here pretty quick. All right, I got trolls in there tonight. Hey, there's trolls everywhere. It's unbelievable. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, this is, I don't know how many college kids have gone in and gotten into a bender and, you know, what the hell? It was so prevalent in those, in the college days, they made Animal House. Toga, toga, toga. Anybody remember Animal House? I mean, this stuff happens. So you're not going to sit there and, single out somebody because they got drunk at a keg party and were laying face down on the bed in their briefs. I mean, it's so lame, so petty to be doing stuff like that. It says a lot for the critics' lack lack of character because that's all they have to stand on is a photograph of somebody in a compromising position. I mean, he didn't commit any crimes. He wasn't driving drunk. He didn't get so drunk that he wound up in the floor of a nut ward in a hospital. That was Timmy, and he confessed to it in his book. You can't he can't say that he's being defamed or lied about or any of that because the book uh well, that's false, tender hearts. They did not have a falling out. Punisher's a liar. Uh, Punisher lies about a lot of stuff. Um, and Punisher's going to have their turn here pretty soon. You know, you can tune in tomorrow night for that little gem. Because these people lie with abandon. I mean, they go around and they accuse people of being in the finders. They accuse people of trafficking in children and being in satanic rituals and all this stuff. And it's all pure, unmitigated bullshit, to be perfectly blunt. And, to rely on these people and, take anything, well, there's an empty space in that head where a um, brain should be when it comes to any of these people. Well, that's how bad things got in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. You know, and it's funny because Randy and Timmy don't talk about it. They don't talk about Thief River Falls and what happened over there and about that hospital. Thief River Falls isn't that big of a town, and news travels, and people have very long memories. So, yeah, that's what I heard. So, There you go. Another day in the circus. Um, and the chicken shits over there, they block and they hide. They don't want people to. That's funny. I just was looking at something. Well, it's either high school or college. I don't know which, but still. But at least Levi didn't get so drunk that he had to have an ambulance ride to the nearest hospital to have CPR done on him, like Tim Holmseth did. So, but that's where we stand tonight, folks. Tim out and out lied on his blog, or the task force lied for him, in stating that people have not demanded retractions for what this man has published. That is a absolute lie. There are dozens of people that have told him to get that shit off his social media, to leave people alone, to quit talking about them, and so forth. And he will not do it. Uh, Now, Kim Picasio made a statement at, this morning about this. And she says as follows: I hired the lawyer who sent him a formal demand for retraction. I personally emailed him demands for retraction. Then it just became plain criminal, obsessive cyber harassment. This, yet again, is an outright lie. That is from Kim Bacasio, attorney at law, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So, this is a man, if you go to his header on his blog, you will not see the name Kim Bacasio anywhere on that header. You've got contact home, acting trustee and publisher about Timothy Holmseth, donate, Lynn Woods tweets Holmseth, child, I tried to help you, Jacob Waterling, constitutional showdown, making a murder in Minnesota, threats right into action, Mike Pence, Luciferian traitor, Trump, John Bonet, letter, A.G. Pence, Trump, Graham, Holmseth, Marines rescue 2,100 kids from cages, which is false. William K. Murtaugh, Getter, BitChute homeless, or Holmseth, well, he is homeless. BitChute High Command, Gab, Holmseth, Telegram, official statement on Greg Sawyer. Nowhere on there will you see Kim Pacasio, attorney at law. Because if he puts it up there and says anything about her or mention his name, he will be in violation once again. He is required to retract and not mention anything about Kim Pacasio. And, well, he needs more than just a checkup. But this is all Tim Holmseth is. And he lied once again, infiltrated the finders in Epstein Joint Operations Special Command, one man away from President Trump. President Trump has never heard of Tim Holmseth. President Trump, former President Trump, I should say, does not care at all about Tim Holmseth. Tim Holmseth had absolutely nothing to do with the Epstein case. He had absolutely nothing to do with infiltrating the finders. Period. Yeah. It's the same as Field McConnell. Field McConnell made all this crap up. Trump doesn't know Phil McConnell, never has, never will. Um, these were two peas in a pod. Phil McConnell never heard of Kim Picasio until Tim Holmseth told him about it. And it didn't take 6 months for Kim Picasio to go after Phil McConnell and got his act. Phil McConnell went and was in jail for almost 2 years. He even wound up in solitary confinement because he couldn't keep his big fat mouth shut. So, Phil McConnell is just as much of a goofball as Tim Homestead. We are at T minus 32 minutes for the launch at the Cape. So I will probably be going off the air here pretty quick. I've only got 10 people in here anyway. And I do appreciate everybody coming in. And I guess I have to do it again and notify Task Force that she is not to come in to this chat. She is not welcome here. She is prohibited from being here. And she needs to stay out. Well, Punisher is a pathological liar, Levi. Punisher doesn't tell the truth. So, what are you going to do? These people, they lie. They're not going to stop lying. Tim and Randy both knew it was a lie when they posted that thing stating there were no retractions when were in fact were. And he just keeps it up. If there had been no orders for a retraction, why isn't Timothy Holmseth mentioning Kim Picasio by name? Bye. Goodbye, Levi. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks everybody for tuning in. I will be doing a brief stream tomorrow. Probably won't be anywhere near as long as this thing, but it's something I think that needs to come out. To show just how petty and how ridiculous these people are. And so, everyone, thank you for coming in. Please like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned. As we get over into the next year, there are going to be things coming about, and I will be posting several videos. And in case that idiot from over to BitChute is tuning in, Operation Joint Resolve is fully operational. I do not make as many announcements about it because it gets redundant. But if anything comes about with Operation Joint Resolve, I will be posting it. It will be posted more likely on the other channel because I want to try to shift away from this nonsense with these liars. But I figured tonight I was going to go ahead and I was going to give a briefing on the nonsense that Tim Holmseth published yesterday and to put out in public my demand that Timothy Charles Holmseth and Randi Lynn Erickson retract everything they have said about me for the past 10 years and to take the stuff down. Now, the damage is already done. I'm not going to be able to get a job or any of that because of what these people have done. But, if they're for the truth, they need to take this shit down. They need to concentrate on what is truly a problem out there. If they want to go pick on Biden, go Brandon or whatever they want to do, or General Flynn or any of these other people that they are tagging in this nonsense, then go for it. But leave ordinary people alone who are just trying to live their lives and do their thing and, have no reason to be tied up in this crap. So, anyway, that's all that. So, until the next time we meet, everybody, have a good one. Bye bye. Good night. Farewell.